years, and we still got a lot of talent, man. It hurts losing them, but we got a lot of talent. This is a phenomenal opportunity for the next guy up to step up and start to make his impact on the league.
You talked about talent being one thing and your leadership, but how does your role, just from the play style, increase with Tyron's departure?
Yeah. Well, I guess the one benefit of being the new guy on the team with the new defensive coordinator is everything's already so new and fresh that, it kind of feels normal. I think it'll be different if I was here last year and we're playing the same system and, things change. But, the only thing I know right now is what it is right now. So I don't think it changes a lot for me personally. But, we're excited about going out there and putting a good product on the field.
Were you kind of looking forward to playing?
Retirement, and then being a Louisiana kid, how much did you watch him? Obviously playing with your brother as well.
Yeah, man, I've known Tyron and his whole family for like 15 years. I've known Tyron basically my whole life. Watching him back in the LSU days, following his career, our first year playing together in Houston back in 2018. I was really excited about the chance to play with him again. Sad it won't happen, but happy for him for the legacy that he is leaving and the impact that he made on the game. He gets to go out on his own terms, and he gets to go out on top.
Starting to feel like, seems like every time he gets somewhere, he takes off, goes somewhere else.
I mean, it's not anything. That's just the nature of the game and the way that things are done. I was excited to come here and play with him. You know what I mean? I never thought of myself as a replacement for Tyrann Mathieu because there is no replacing Tyrann Mathieu. I just come in and be the best Justin Reed I can be.
You seem to have jumped in and into that leadership role as well since you've been here. Can you just kind of talk about the impact that you have with that?
Yeah, so this is kind of like the progression of, so you come in as a young player, right? It's about taking care of yourself, making sure you're ready to play, making sure guys can rely on you. Then you start worrying about taking care of your room, right? Start being the leader of your room. Then it start being about the defense, and now you start hitting the point in your career to where it's about the whole team, right? So we have some young quarterbacks, we have some young wide receiver talent, and right now it's about reaching across the ball. It's about lifting every man up and encouraging them to be the best version of themselves. Because from my experience in the league, this is what I know for a fact. We will need every man in that locker room, regardless, first string, second string, third string, practice squad, doesn't matter. At some point, we're going to rely on somebody to come in who isn't your normal typical starter and make a big-time play for us to win a game. So for me, I'm heavily invested into pouring into every man that I can to get everybody ready, right? Because at some point, that experience is going to help, and it's going to help us win football games. And that's what we're here to do, is to win as many football games as we possibly can. So I take that very seriously. I'm very intentional about it. And it's an honor to have that responsibility.
Justin, what were your impressions of Rasheed Shahid from afar, and then what stood out to you defending him in a couple months worth of practices now?
Yeah. He's a quiet guy, but he speaks loud with his play. You know what I mean? He isn't a guy to be rah-rah or anything like that, but he's a guy who's extremely consistent, has phenomenal character, and works hard. So, and then he has some things you can't teach, like his speed. So that's always nice to have that too as a weapon for the offense. But been a great wide receiver for us.
Justin, you talked about the team already a little bit, but what are your impressions of this new scheme that Grambling State?
Oh, it's pretty fun. For starters, we're doing a lot of stuff. It's not boring. We're not a one-trick pony. Every coverage of defense that you can think of, we're playing it. And Coach Staley, with his background, get to do a lot of fun things, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of setting traps. From being in the same division as the Chargers, I watched a lot of the Charger tape already, so I'm familiar with the way that he used Derwin James in that system and all the fun things he got to do with him, and I'm gonna be able to do a little bit of that. So just a really fun opportunity, man.
What do you mean by fun things? Like what we've heard about some of the stuff the other guys get to do in this scheme, but what does that mean for the safety? Like,
yeah, I don't want to, I'm not going to pour everything. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much and let it be a surprise for those guys who are playing, especially week one. But pressures, disguises, playing different looks, having a little bit of autonomy in what happens in the play. If I'm blitzing, I get to choose if I want to blitz myself, if I want to send the corner, if I want to send the linebacker. Based on what I see, I can manipulate the situation, and playing that chess match on the field and putting ourselves in the best situation for success is pretty fun for me.
Is it kind of being like the quarterback of a defense?
Yeah. It's exactly like that.
Justin, what are your thoughts of the quarterbacks so far?
Yeah, young guys with a ton of talent, and our job right now is to make it as hard as we possibly can on them, because if we make it hard on them now, it'll be easier down the road, right? So we're not taking it light on those guys. And today was the best day that they had. Those first 2 days, we beat up on them a little bit. But today, they had a handful of completions downfield. They look like they're settling in more. But it's our job to continue to apply as much pressure on them as we can now, so that way they can continue to elevate and sharpen up and be ready to go week one. But like I said again, today was the best day that they've had. They played really well today.
When you think of Staley's defense, it's like that too high shell. Like what's kind of the safeties, well, generally, just kind of in that, keeping it deep and keeping everything contained. Like, what do you like about that?
Well, I like that. I like that he allows us to be aggressive. Some safety systems want their safety to just be passive. We just want you to backpedal all the way out of the play. Just don't let up a deep ball, but you're giving up 15-yard completions underneath you. We're not going to just allow things to be that easy. He allows us to be aggressive, play with what we see. Like I said earlier, manipulate the coverage, make certain calls and checks that if we see something we want to dive on it, we can, cut and replace, have another guy climb high to protect us. So he just gives us a ton of tools to work with, which makes it fun to go out there and play.
What's necessary for the safety that's next to you? You talked a little bit about your role and your communication, things like that.
Yeah, chemistry. I mean, like being able to communicate without communicating. Like I can see him showing the look, and I'm just going to go and marry that look with my alignment too. You know what I mean? Just to present a picture to the opposing quarterback. Like once you start getting on that train towards you can start communicating and you guys are on the same page and you can just kind of give each other a look and you're both thinking the same thing, that's when you're going to really start making some plays.
Have you found that chemistry with Jordan so far?
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are very cerebral. All these guys are smart. Me and Jordan have a great chemistry and relationship on the field, as well as anyone else that's been stepping out there with me.
What do you think about Julian Black?
I think that he's explosive. I think he has a ton of talent. I think he has a very noticeable change of direction when he hits the trigger and he wants to go. It shows up. I think that that's really nice, and I'm excited to see him just continue to develop.
What do you think he complimented you in the defensive back?
We gonna knock people's blocks off. It was mad at people. I love physical DB play, man. Corners included. You want to get me hyped? Show me a cornerback smashing somebody. But I love when the DBs get physical because a lot of offensive schemes is directed at trying to run the ball on DBs to get away from the linebackers. And I want my calling card to be, you better run away from me because I'm gonna cut you in half. You know what I mean? That's the same type of attitude that these other guys have too.
Listen, I'm sure you're ready for Pats next week, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Before you get to Pats, you got these first few days of just trying to, I guess, is it just making sure assignment-wise you know what you're doing before you ramp up that physicality?
Yeah. I mean, knowing what to do. The NFL, they say the league is 90% mental for a reason. The NFL, if you don't know what to do, you're just going to play slower. If you know what to do, you're going to play faster, you're going to play more confident. You're not going to second guess whether you can take this shot or not take this shot or be passive. So the important thing right now isn't, even though, everyone in this sport that we play, everyone loves the contact. But the most important thing, one, is not to hurt each other, to do it in an appropriate way. But two, to also make sure that you're learning the playbook. Learning the playbook above all else. If there's a mistake here, if there's a big play one way or another here or there, that's not really a big deal as long as we're continuing to elevate to the point that, we reach here when we need to. And, not to get too far ahead of ourselves too, but my experience in the league, especially with some of those Super Bowl runs, it's not about being the best you can be week one. You know what I mean? Of course you want to be good week one, but you want to continue to rise up. And you want to start playing your best ball going into November and December so that way you can make a playoff run. All right? It's about continuing to get better, continuing to sharpen the entire season. You're not thinking that you could just reach there week one. There's still going to be mistakes here and there. Just continue to rise, and, good things will happen.
Technically, you a guy that wanted to get out of Louisiana and experience it. What excites you about being back now? Do you find that it's helped the transition be a little bit more familiar?
Oh yeah, I moved my place really fast. I know the area. Yeah, I live about a mile from my brother. That part of it's been sick. It was the right situation when I left high school, just because my brother was playing for the 49ers and Palo Alto was right down the street from it. But coming back now, 8 years into the league, and I got a greater appreciation for family presence, than I did when I was 20, 21 years old, and I just wanted to go out and see the world. So it's been great being around family.
You're a part of the unit that most recently game planned against Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that stood out to you during that process, and what's standing out to you now?
Yeah, you see some carryover, and you see some things that are different. He molds it a little bit to the personality and the talent that he has available to him on the team. But me and Coach Kellen, from his time with the Chargers. We played against each other like 7 times. So there's some concepts where it's like I tell the guys, hey, I know this is coming right now. You know, just be ready to jump it. But they've been building it and it's been successful. He does what he does because it allows his players to play fast and allows them to make quick decisions and allows them to be productive. And I think that those guys, especially the way they play today, are starting to understand it and starting to click because they're able to make some bigger completions today than they did days before. So moving in the right direction.
It's early, but have you seen curveballs from him? Not detail, but you said there's things that you've expected. Have you seen curveballs?
Oh yeah, there's a play that hasn't happened yet that I'm still waiting on. There's a play that I've seen him do with both Philly and the Chargers, and I'm waiting on them to install it. Yeah.
How many of those post-snap games are you all throwing at these young quarterbacks right now? Is that where you're talking about pushing them?
Yeah.
To make them better?
Yeah.
How much of that are you throwing at these guys? I know you're doing your own thing.
No, as much as we possibly can.
Back, right?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, as much as we possibly can. Because this is our time to experiment too, and try and see how far we can stretch our disguises. So, yeah, we're not taking it easy on them at all. We're throwing everything we can at them.
What stress does Kellen Moore, tempo, what kind of stress does that put on a defense when he's changing kind of the rhythm play to play too? How does that affect you guys?
Yeah, he does a lot of different things, man. He has your typical dual run game. He has a lot of run pass option. He allows the quarterback's legs to be a dynamic part of the offense. Situational football. We've already had 3 meetings on just the situations of the game and winning those situations because a lot of time games come down to end a half in the game. You know what I mean? You have a minute left on the clock. Are you going to fumble the ball? You're going to do something with it that's going to get some points that's going to win the game. So being really situationally specific and having a repertoire there to use and just doing some different looks. There's a lot of he throws double moves in the system, a lot of stress on the coverage players with spreading them out and trying to create isolation one-on-one routes on linebackers in the middle of the field. There's a lot of stuff.
So, just going back to I guess the parting words that you might have a conversation healthy competition.
You know what? We didn't. There was no need to. It was understood already, like the love and the relationship that we have. That it was like, there's no trying to convince them to come back or anything like that. It was just, hey man, happy for you, appreciate what you did for me my rookie year when I came into the league, and happy for you and excited for you this next chapter.
Thanks, guys.
Boom. Yep. Thanks.
That was safety Justin Reed on the podium. We're expecting a couple other players to be on the podium shortly.
Bunch of big, athletic guys who move really well, physical. It's only been 2 days so far, but I'm excited to see them play and work together and to see how it goes. I don't know. We're worried about LSU first. That's the first one. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the first one. That's the first one. Thank you.
Carter. No.
Four total team reps? 60. You can't do anything in the break. You can.
Much better idea than mine.
All right, coming to the podium is tight end Jawan Johnson.
Jawan Johnson, tight end of the New Orleans Saints.
Good. How you doing? How's it going, man? How you feel?
So, Jawan, what are your early impressions here, being back out here for training camp?
Yeah. Well, one, it's hot. I mean, that's for one. I don't think it's been this hot in a long time. Out of all the training camps I've been in. Although the wind is nice, I will say that. We do got a pretty nice wind. But it's been good, man. Obviously, we got a new coaching staff, so everything's pretty new. Putting in new plays, formations, getting to know different coaches. It's really been fun, I'm not going to lie. I think the players have adjusted well. I think being this is my 6th training camp, just seeing different players in and out, learning new faces, learning new names, it's always been fun. I think I've always been grateful to know that I've been here this long and to, one, even see you guys' faces and, seeing you guys 6 times just, out of the time I've been here and seeing new faces, you always show a lot of gratitude. And so, and honestly, I feel like these times are a lot of reflections. I feel like it's one of those times where you kind of smile through even like the grueling times of just being in the heat. That's why it's so funny we talking about the heat because, it's just those times of reflection, just to look back and really enjoy what's been going on. Aside from what Kellen, Spencer, Tyler, Jake, even Hunter, those guys are doing. That's kind of the big talk, but there's a lot of other people that's doing a lot of great things, and I don't want to shy away from that. So it's been good, man. Just seeing people step up. I know you've seen a lot of the older guys not being able to play today just from chilling out. You see a lot of young guys stepping up and doing their thing. So it's been fun to see for the past 3 days we've been out here.
Jawan, has it been fun for you to almost have to prove yourself again since it is a whole new staff, and a new offense?
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I've been doing just proving myself for quite some time. I did it at Penn State. I did it at Oregon. I did it when I was cut. I did it when I was with Sean Payton. I did it when I was a DA. Now I'm doing it with Coach Moore. It's honestly it's part of your identity, and it's honestly you're not really proving them. You're really proving yourself right. And so you see the things that you do wrong, and you kind of prove yourself right, and you kind of go from there. And that's kind of one of the best things because it kind of creates more of a solid foundation in what you do. Like, this is who I am, and you kind of go out there and kind of prove yourself right over and over again. These people don't know you, but you know you. And so when you go out there, you do things just like, people kind of get wild about. And it's like, man, I've been doing this for a while. And so, you're just kind of proving yourself right. It's kind of, you really want to have fun with it, but you also want to have a demeanor and a discernment about it. Just like, man, this is something that, I get paid to do. Like, this is my job. It's not a wow moment. This is just what you guys pay me for. So it's just what I'm doing. So yeah, more so that.
You've played with several different quarterbacks over your 6 years career. What's different about these quarterbacks that you're truly different?
What's different? Well, the ball still comes out the same way. A lot of the time I don't really know who's on the ball. To be quite honest with you. Besides Hunter's a left-handed thrower, so I kind of know when he's throwing the ball. But it's been interesting, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It kind of, you feel like in a situation you're kind of in a conundrum. But in the biggest thing of it all, I feel like it's easy to just see the ball, catch the ball, regardless of who's throwing it. They're all doing well, so it's like, my wife asks me every night, when we're watching Love Island or something like that, like, who did well today? I'm like, honestly, actually, I don't know. I mean, I'm just catching the ball wherever it's at. She's over there watching, Love Island and looking at whoever's in the villa or whatever. And I'm over here grinding in the heat. So that's us. So, but yeah, I mean, they're all doing really well. They're all taking on the role of the competition really well, and it's been stupendous.
Yeah, I was saying it's kind of different because you had Breeze, you had Derek Carr, and now you're in a quarterback competition. So
yeah.
I don't know if your approach changes any because you've got QBs right now in a competition, or is it about the same and making yourself available for all of them?
Yeah. Well, you got to think of it like this. I mean, this is not the only time I've been in a QB competition. Like we've been in one with Jameis and Taysom, so we've had that whole thing. So it's been the same approach. You kind of want to be open to all of them because, I mean, it has been different when you have like a 4-way battle. I mean, I've only had a 2-way battle, but now you have all those guys in the mix. It does make it a little bit difficult, but at the same time, you have to treat it all the same. If those guys want to get some extra time with you, you make yourself available, and that's just how I want to be. I want to be like that security blanket and that comfort for any, quarterback who's out there. So I know today Jake took a load of the first team reps today, so just being available to him, encouraging him in that. I know the first day was Spencer, and the day after that was Tyler. So, just being available for those guys. You can't make those guys feel like they're all in the bag of chips when they don't got it all already yet. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that those guys feel comfortable with you and what's going on.
John, you told us about the late night phone call.
I got you, brother. I know you've been asking. I know I got you.
Good. You told us about the late night phone call with Kellen Moore before re-signing and everything like that. What have you seen so far? I know it's so early, but what have you seen so far that aligns with some of the things that y'all discussed when you were talking about role and coming back?
Yeah, exactly what he said. I think that's a true testament to him too. Like, he was a man of his word. I think going into it, the one thing I wanted to prioritize is just knowing that I was involved, and that's one thing that I always wanted to be, because I know I have so much to offer. I mean, that's just kind of how it's been. I know I have so much to offer, and I know what I'm offering. In hindsight, I know what I was offering wasn't always on the sideline, but I know if that's my role, then it will be that. I just know in my heart of hearts right now that what I have to offer doesn't just have to be on the sideline, it can be on the field. So I was just expressing that to him. He was really receptive of that. And honestly, whatever's happening on the field right now, it's really, it's not contradicting what he said on the phone before. So it's been good, man. Good relationship, good vibes for everybody. Honestly, this has been a vibe that I haven't experienced in a long time. So locker room vibe's been good. Coach's relationship with the players has been great. And I think that's something that a lot of players feel comfortable with, especially going into the field. Like, you don't want to go into the field and feel like you feel like you got a strap on you where you feel like you can't do much. You feel like you can go out there and make a mistake and it'll be okay because they're encouraging you to make, plays. So it's not a failure. It's more so like learning to do things that aren't wrong, like that aren't right. So just learning from your mistakes and not realizing that it's failure. It's just you can do different things a different way.
When was the last time you felt this vibe?
Maybe when we were 5-2 going into. I mean, honestly, right before Jameis, got hurt. Honestly, that's when the vibes are really high. The vibes are really high, man. We felt good about the season, and obviously we know how that season turned out. We're not going to bring up skeletons, all right? That's just what we're not doing. But I'm just talking about the vibe. The vibe, everybody was, everybody in the locker room was vibing, and so everybody felt good. And that's kind of like a vibe I feel, just in terms of the excitement people have going onto a field, knowing that they just want to go and compete. It's worse when you go out there and just like, man, like my body feels, it's sore, it's hurting. But, there's a certain rhythm about this team right now that really wants to go out there and play. Like me talking to Chase in the cold room, we always had that fortune of being in the cold room. I know some people don't, but Chase is on a different mindset right now, and I love that about him. And I know that some people may feel like he didn't deserve what he got, but I wholeheartedly believe what he got compensated for his contract is going to reflect this year. And I'm super excited to see him play. He looks stronger. He's in a better mental state. His recovery's been great. He has nutritionists. I mean, he's taking this whole thing like a pro. So I'm excited to see what Chase does this year and see what he can do with the haters.
You said in the offseason that you felt like you had more to do here. And what about being back in the building has kind of reassured you about that decision to come back here?
Yeah. When I got back here, it's kind of like that yeehaw moment. I don't even know what a yeehaw moment is, but I was just excited to be back because we didn't want to leave. I mean, like I said from the very beginning when I told my wife, it would be cool to finish somewhere where you started, and so that's something that I always wanted to do. It's very rare, and we built a massive community here. We love the community. Hopefully, for the most part, the community loves us back. But we have so much that we want to pour into the community. That's one thing that we wanted to do, especially going into these next 3 years that we have here. And so we have a lot to do. There's a lot more I want to do with the Saints. I mean, we've only been to the playoff once since I've been here in the past 5 years, and that's not something that I want to leave from. I actually want to start with the process of being a rebuild in that. So I definitely want to start making those strides to gain a division, win that. The Bucs have been dominating that. All props to them, but we know that we're right there. It's not like we're games away. We're just a couple games away from winning the division, and that's something that is totally right there for us in our hands. And so we're excited. Like I said, we got a good vibe, keeping guys healthy. Coach Moore has done a tremendous job. Ted in there and the strength staff has done a great job. Sean and Ben and the training staff has done a great job in keeping our bodies healthy during this whole time. This is the best I've felt in the past 3 days in camp than I have in a long time. So that just shows the steps that they made to take care of guys, make sure they're ready, because we're going into an off day. I've been going into an off day feeling pretty darn good. And so that hasn't felt like I've been straining to like eke myself into an off day. And they've done a great job in getting our bodies right.
Is part of that the schedule that Coach Moore's kind of developed, and just like no wasted time, and make sure y'all get your recovery and all that?
Yeah, and he's allotted quite a bit of time in the middle of the day. It kind of forces you to recover. If you waste time, if you waste 3 hours, like that is something that I've never heard of somebody wasting 3 hours unless there's a video game in our locker room, which I don't even think there is, but there might be. But it forces you to recover. And so it treats us as pros like we're supposed to be. And we don't have to go outside to an outsource and go somewhere and get recovery and all that stuff. It's all in-house. And I've even brought some of my own equipment in here to help some guys like, look, this is what you can use so we can be great. And so I feel like that's kind of like a role that I try to do. Like if I have some stuff, I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm trying to help other guys get right too. And so it's been the best thing about it, just having guys in there, gaining the opportunity to get in the cold tubs, recovery room, and all that other stuff, and honestly connect. Like, there's not a lot of times where we're in here until 8 o'clock. Guys are connecting. We're here talking to each other. So, yeah.
You talked quite a bit about Kellen, but what is the vibe with Nuss as OC and then just y'all's relationship?
Yeah. Nuss is all right. Nah, Nuss is great, man. I think Nuss is, like, such a competitor, man. Like, he is, like, you can tell when Nuss is about to be, like, on a certain vibe a certain day. You can just tell, like today, like when certain vets aren't playing, like Nuss is about to be on today. And that just tells me that, all right, like I need to step up my leadership role a little bit. Just because some guys aren't practicing today, that means he wants us to turn up a notch. Because he knows like some guys will dial it back. And so, so Nuss is one of those coaches where he really expects a lot out of his players, which I love, because the thing is, it's worse when certain guys aren't doing something and they don't coach you up. And that's the worst thing you want. And that's the guy who's going to keep prying, he's going to keep trying to coach you, and he expects a lot out of his players. I mean, he's been coaching a long time, so he's seen the greats play, he's seen some of the worst play. And so when he sees some guys who are similar in attributes, he knows he sees some potential. So I love a guy like Nuss. He's one of the older guys on the staff, and so which is interesting with a bunch of young guys. But he's been great, man. And honestly, I'm really excited to see where this whole thing comes into fruition.
What do you make of Taysom and Foster not being out there yet? Does that affect how you approach each day with the younger guys and the reps?
Yeah.
Anything?
It doesn't affect much from us on the field. Off the field, you see more of a different because you got Foster in the room and he's coaching those guys, and I think that's great. When it comes on the field, he is on the field. So the thing is, it's like a lot of those guys, we aren't really seem like we know where can we turn to. We're really coaching ourselves. At the end of the day, we're all grown. Like we don't need like a babysitter telling us like what we should be doing. But the thing is, it's collaborative and it's camaraderie. And so the biggest thing is just helping those guys out, doing what they can do, regardless of who's out there. Obviously, we miss guys like Taysom and Foster. But at the end of the day, we still got a job to do. We can't be like, well, we don't have these guys out here. Like I need to turn up a little bit. No, just be you, and just play football, have fun. Like I think the pressure of all that is gone. Like that whole scenario is gone. Like we have a vibe in this room, especially in our tennis room. You go out there, you have fun, you make plays, and we're gonna be behind you, support you. Like there's no pressure. Like that's where the worst mistakes come. And the thing is, we're not doing that.
Hey, Jawan, Tyler said that Noah Fant will come in for
Yeah.
today. What can he add to this?
He can add so much. One, he can add a lot of explosiveness to the offense. And I'd be extremely excited to have him on here. I mean, the thing is like, you've had guys like Ben Watson and Jimmy Graham here before. I mean, you had guys like that before that's really been explosive. And so you can just think of things like that. I mean, I'm not going to go the whole like Gronk and Aaron Hernandez thing. I think that's pretty controversial if you ask me, the whole Aaron Hernandez thing. But that's the kind of potential like something like that can have. But yeah, I mean, having a guy like Noah here walking around the facility adds a vibe, but also adds some camaraderie in the room. I don't even think I said that right. Camaraderie in the room. Stop laughing. In the room. I think it'd be so good. It'll give, honestly, the locker room a good boost, and it'll get us going, man. I honestly think it's great. I think it's like I said, it's never like a competition. It's more camaraderie and collaboration, and that's something that I've always took the approach of. When you see guys added into the room, it only makes the room better. It only makes guys like compete harder, go better. So I think having him in here, if he decides to come in here, will make it so much more better.
You know, I'm away from like one more. Oh, just is the emphasis on tempo kind of one of the bigger differences with this coaching staff so far?
Yeah. Yes. I feel like it's one of those fast break offense. I mean, I think when we were doing OTAs, we were looking at Thunder and Pacers clips, and I think Kellen was really excited about the Pacers clip, and I think he was more excited about that, and he was more excited about the Thunder's camaraderie in the locker room, and I think like the fast pace sort of offense is kind of something that he's really keen into, and so I'm really excited what he has going into the offense because I know this is only a small portion of what he's putting in, but I mean he's really excited about it. He's got a lot turned on in his brain. I feel like he's just like, I feel like a lot of times like, whoa, we need to slow down a little bit. But it's exciting, man. Like it's just so innovative. It's exciting, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen, man. Because he really has a lot in store for us, and we just got to be ready to receive it and just ready to go out there and play. I think that's the biggest thing is just go out there and play, and just be free and just have joy playing. I feel like that's we get paid to do this kid game, and I think we just need to remind ourselves of that. So, yeah, to your point, yeah, just like a Pacers offense. Think about like a Pacers offense. That's what he's trying to, that's what he's trying to embody.
All right, great. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Just to follow up on that.
Rasheed will be here next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Wide receiver Rasheed Shahid will join us on the podium in 3 to 4 minutes.
Sharif. 2 to 3 minutes, you said?
No, for Rasheed.
Sorry, guys. You got everything?
Hey, at least you were nice about it.
That's one of the things we have to do for like a special.
I think we're only like 2 minutes on the first.
I don't know if the shoulder's going over there. But too much football. I need some sound. I didn't know you were going to put one. That's why I felt bad. But 3 questions, I'm out.
No, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just
You
like,
got everything you want?
well, basically he had to resign. But at that point I was like, you don't have to sign my leave. And then,
We push on that out. What do you push on the fire?
right or wrong. But don't worry, I won't walk out.
Oh, I just don't know about that. So that was supposed to be my first.
Oh, you're not just like recounting his
Oh, no, that's what I thought it was.
Okay. I thought you just said your interview and I was like, but I get it.
But I think,
This way is much tidier.
yeah, he asked about running back.
So Ross, what thing do you does it save those transcripts? Yeah. So it's like hotter.
wide receiver Rasheed Shahid coming to the podium.
How you guys doing? How's everybody?
How you doing, bud?
Good.
I'm glad I'm not running around out there. I'll say that.
Got a lot chasing you.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's hot out there.
So what are you seeing so far from, and it's only been 3 days of being out there on the field and everything like that, but what stood out to you so far about all the newness that's going on with the team?
Right. With all the newness, I still feel like we're out there having fun, flying around, continuing to grow as a team. I feel like we're executing pretty well. It's a new offense, and we're still getting accumulated to all the new stuff, and so far so good.
Do you get a sense that your role is changing, evolving, growing, expanding? Do you get a sense that your role is shifting in any way?
Absolutely. I feel like my role is just expanding, and that's exactly what I want. The more opportunities I get, I feel like it's better for the team. So whatever I got to do on the field to help us win games, that's what I got to do.
It's exciting to know your head coach is the offensive play caller. I mean, it's like that's a new thing for you.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely a good feeling. I feel like he has an understanding of a former player, so he definitely knows the system and exactly what he wants. And I feel like we all have an understanding of what he wants, and I feel like it's all going to come together and it's going to be really good.
We kind of talked to some of the quarterbacks about what they kind of envision the scheme meaning for them, but what about for you? Do you see maybe more run after catch opportunities?
Yes.
I don't know, how would you put it?
Yeah, with the offense that we've studied and that we've seen on film, I feel like it's a lot of wide open opportunities for us to catch the ball and get up the field. Lots of big plays. That's what it's going to take for us to take the next step, especially with my game. Yards after catch is what I feel like that's a key that I need to focus on, and that's only going to help improve my game.
Rasheed, if we could get to the serious questions, talk about the shoes.
Yeah.
I've woken up before worn wrong shoes before, but tell me about it.
Kobe's, man. You can't go wrong with the Kobe's, man. R.I.P. Kobe. Comfortable, like the colors. Simple as that.
So you have the other one, right?
Yes, of course. Got to.
It was, you had the gold ones too. What is it? Look good, feel good thing?
Look good, feel good. You know how it goes. Yeah. I got some stuff for you guys this year.
For your skill set specifically, how do you see the explosive play, the speed fit into this offense that you're still navigating?
Yeah, like you said, as I'm still navigating, I see a lot of big opportunities for me, Chris, and all the guys. A lot of explosive plays to be had. And I'm just super excited about this offense, and I feel like once we get into the full installation of everything, we're just gonna continue to build and grow.
How are you feeling health-wise?
Feel great. Feel 100%. Since OTAs, I feel like I had a long off season, but I felt like I worked hard to get to this point, and I know that I'm healthy and I'm just ready to go.
Were you 100% as of January 1st or whatever, that you would normally be at the end of a season? Did you get to hit the ground running the same timetable that you normally would?
My timetable was a little longer than normal, just because I knew I had time just to kind of gain strength and get my speed back, and then just get used to being on my feet again. Like I said, it was a long off season, but I knew I had a lot of hard work to put in, and it was.
You say gain strength, do you mean regain strength, or did you actually want to increase physicality or anything like that?
Increase physicality, gain some weight over the off season. I knew that was going to be a big part of this off season, and just getting my body back in shape.
What would that number be now? What are you going to play? What do you hope to play at this
around 190, yeah, which is far what I ever thought I would be playing at, for sure. But I feel good. Feel like I'm moving great at this weight, so I'm happy.
Is it challenging to go through both, doing that, but then also trying to maintain the trademark speed and everything like that, or
right?
How do you feel about that?
It was pretty difficult, for a guy like me. It is kind of hard to put on weight, but just kind of implementing the speed and the weight, it was important, and I feel like I just handled it well, so it all worked out.
Is that a durability thing for you? You feel like maybe hold up a little bit better that way?
Exactly, yeah, hold up a little bit better. It's all about longevity, and I feel like that weight is important.
One thing that Kellen showed you guys clips of the Pacers and the Thunder.
Yeah.
What'd you make of that? And being a basketball guy,
right.
What'd you make of that?
I thought it was pretty cool. He was trying to, talk about the pace of the game and how we got to keep guys on their toes, and that's how the Pacers play. That's how they have success is running all 4 quarters, and no matter how the score looks, you got to continue to fight, and you never know, and that's how the Pacers made their money this year.
And his emphasis on tempo, no huddle, and the variety of that, is that kind of the biggest one of the bigger differences in this scheme to some of the other ones you played in?
Yes, for sure. Kellen, kind of emphasizes the tempo of the offense. If we have if we're on a roll, why stop? And I feel like he has a good understanding of that, and so I feel like that's going to play a big role in our success this season.
What, if anything, have you changed about your routine or the way you approach recovery since the injury?
Yeah, so actually Brandon Cooks has helped me a lot with that. I told him early on once he got here, I'm going to be following him around just because he's played in this league for 12 years, and that's very impressive. So you got to do something right to be able to play for that long. So I've been following around. He's been helping me a lot. Been helping a lot of us out in the receiver room. He's been nothing but just helpful so far, and I love him, and he's great.
Is there anything specific you can share that he told you? I know that he dealt with knee issues too last year of a different sort, but
yeah.
do you have like one overarching piece of advice he gives y'all?
Not necessarily just one. He has a ton of great advice, so I try to take it all in as much as, a lot of tips. But it's all good, and it's all going to help us out.
What are your impressions so far of Ted Rapp and the way Kellen's kind of implemented the sports science and just the focus on that side of it?
Yeah, I feel like everything he does, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? And it kind of just flows with how our bodies are feeling. And it just keeps us fresh and ready to go each and every day. So I feel like he's done a great job of that so far.
Rasheed, two questions. One, did Alvin give you any talk about confidence, just Christmas Day swag of the shoes? And two, how has learning the offense been for the competition going on?
Yeah, AK hasn't said anything yet. I'm surprised, but it's all a part of the game. And sorry, what was that second question?
Quarterback competition, how's it going for you guys, as receivers especially?
Yeah, both of them look great, man. All guys look great. They're out there competing each and every day. They wake up and they're ready to go work, and that just pushes us to be ready to work each and every day. So, they both look confident, and we got to continue to build. Spent a good amount of time throughout the offseason with them just to be able to build and be ready for these opportunities.
Rasheed, we've seen heavy volume from you just in these OTAs, minicamp, and now training camp, and a lot of short, intermediate stuff. Like, have you had discussions about how they feel like there's untapped potential to use you in what they like, the offense they like to run here?
For sure. I feel like Kellen kind of knows how to use his players to, use their, as he says, superpowers. You know what I mean? He knows, what guys are good at and what they're not good at, and he's going to put us in the best situations, I feel like. So I'm super excited about that.
I mean, catching the deep ball is obviously a superpower you have, but
yes.
I mean, you feel like there's so much you can do. You said yards after the catch too, like getting it early and then getting space in front of you is an area you can expand on. Yeah,
that's very important for my growth and just for me as a player and just for the team's success. Yards after catch, contested catches, medium, intermediate. So it's all a part of the game, and that's something that I want to show that I can do and improve on.
What kind of strides have you seen Mason Tipton making in this?
Huge. He had a big day today. Mason he's a baller, man, and he competes. He works super hard, and he doesn't care who's out there in front of him. I'm super proud of him, and he's going to continue to make plays.
Is there anything that you're seeing from Brandon Staley's defense that stands out to you as being? I know it's early in terms of installation and everything like that, but just something that's unique or different.
Yeah, no, it's very unique. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of guys, in different spots. It's the zones are a lot different. The backers are all over. The DBs kind of are always in the right spot, it seems. So, it's been super fun, trying to dissect that, and I feel like it's going to work really well with our defense. So,
have you had to develop and improve your overall route running in order to earn those opportunities? Is that something you think you've come a long way on?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like my route running has grown each and every year, and I feel like this is the year that it will be on full display, as well as all of our guys. So, super excited about that. The route tree is open and expanded, and in the vertical game and the short passing game, and it's all going to be on display on Sundays.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
And that'll do it for the stream.
That is the final player on the podium. Thank you.